Hello, and welcome to the Keep It Local Maine podcast, where we tell the stories of local business owners, artists, and entrepreneurs, and learn more about what they do, who and what inspires them, their challenges, successes, and more. My name is Todd Regalinski.
And I am Kimberly Regalinski.
And we are the publishers of Keep It Local Maine, a magazine that helps to showcase local businesses to the people in and around their communities. Thank you for tuning in to our weekly podcast that you can subscribe to on most streaming services such as Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and others. You can learn more about us at keepitlocalmaine.com and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube through the links in the show notes. In this episode, we'll be talking with Mark and Kelly Hassett from MedCor Professionals in Scarborough. Mark is a professional medical sales consultant and distribution principal with over 28 years of medical sales experience combined in rehabilitation, surgical, and specialized home medical care. His and Kelly's passion is in the best patient outcomes and exceptional service to the professional customers they serve. They are in continuous search for the latest in medical technologies and continue to create an open market for new products coming into the Northern New England territory. And now, a quick word from our sponsor.
You are a Maine business. A Maine business. That means you're the backbone of our community and a force for good in Maine. At Gorham Savings Bank, we think you deserve a bank that sees your business as more than a balance sheet. Every Maine business deserves that kind of bank. Call, click, or come by to learn how we can help your business thrive. You're a Maine business. We're a Maine bank. Let's get to work. Gorham Savings Bank. Banking is believing. Member FDIC.
Welcome to the show, Mark and Kelly. We are so glad to have you here today with us.
Well, thanks for having us, Kimberly and Todd. We appreciate you having us on Keep It Local Maine podcast today.
This is great. So can you tell us what was the inspiration behind starting MedCor?
Well, that's a long time ago from my perspective. And, it was a family friend, actually, that got me into the business. I graduated college back in 95. And like I said, a very good family friend had come to my graduation and offered me a job working for him. His name is Randy Simmons, and Randy sold TENS units and electrotherapy devices all over the state of Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. He needed somebody to help him out in his quest for a better business, and that's how I got started in selling medical throughout the years working for him, which was about 10 years. I independently picked up other products to service our customers on, and that's how it grew.
I'm going to sound a little ignorant here, but actually I should be used to it by now after all these years. What is it did you say a TENS unit? What is that?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, Todd, because that's an acronym for transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. And it sounds an awful big word, but transcutaneous actually means through the skin, electrical nerve stimulation. And what it is a unit that is a non-narcotic way to control pain that patients may have all over their body. And it's a really neat way to control pain, stimulate muscles for re-educational purposes or other types of diagnoses. And like I said, is non-narcotic. So it's a great option for those types of patients who don't want to use narcotics or opiates to control their pain.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are some of the challenges that you've faced as the owner of, because this is a niche sort of business.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges you faced owning a niche business?
Well, that's another great question, and there's lots of challenges out there. And, we don't really consider this a niche business, but I guess it may be. I think that we face the challenges that all business owners face, and that's really coming to market with something and deciding when you're going to take the next leap into getting a store or a brick and mortar front, if that's what you're after. But I think I can attest, and Kelly can attest here, that probably our biggest challenges are finding people that work for our business every day.
Yeah. So I want to go back to that. So you guys started in 1995. So when you started the business, how did that progress into kind of getting the storefront? Because that's a really big, starting out a business and then getting a storefront, the storefront that you have in Scarborough. How did that progress?
Well, when Mark got into the business under Randy. Like he said, he was with Randy just under 10 years, and Randy decided that he was ready to retire and wanted to move on from selling electrotherapy units. So he made Mark an offer to buy the business that he had built, and that was relationships with the physical therapy clinics that he had been calling on in the state of Maine. And so when Mark decided to do that, it was with the support of the rehab distribution that Mark had started over those 8 years. Like he said, he started selling other products that professional clients wanted and needed for their clinics and for their patients. So he started selling capital equipment, various pieces of equipment that you find in a physical therapy office, like tables and ultrasound units and TheraBands and clinic supplies. And as he grew that and people asked him for more, he needed more help. So I decided to leave my job of 12 years and joined efforts with him. And we did that out of the house. We were working out of the house, and our basement became an inventory room. Literally, we had shelves and shelves of inventory, and we had boxes being delivered every day, and we had bins around us. At the same time, we were building the rehab business. Mark had also started an orthopedic business, a surgical distribution. So we were just busting out of the seams. 2 kids, craziness.
Yep.
Lots of stuff going on at home, and the need for home medical really started facing, it was something that Mark was faced with every day as he was out calling on his customers. They were constantly asking him for more resources, for more products. And we decided that was it. It was time to take a leap of faith. So we took the leap of faith in 2010.
Yeah, we were living in New Gloucester at the time, and decided to move down to Scarborough in order to open up a storefront. Figured that was really the best place that we could do it. And, one of the big reasons we took that leap was so that we could actually contract with the statewide provider for MaineCare insurance. And be able to offer that population non-narcotic options for pain, like we discussed earlier. And you need actually a brick and mortar front in order to contract with MaineCare. So that was one of the driving forces behind that decision.
Right.
Interesting.
So, we are a husband and wife team. We work together, and I know that you folks are too.
Which is the nice way of saying that this next question is totally selfish.
Yes, we're looking kind of. Maybe it's an advice question, but so as a husband and wife team, how do you separate your business from your personal life, because they are so intertwined.
They are, and that's yeah. We all know as husband and wife teams, it's it definitely poses challenges. But for us, the biggest challenge that we've had over the past 12 years of working together, or even more than that, is when I first was trying to convince him to bring me on. He was like, absolutely not.
No way.
This is going to destroy us. We can't work together. I've seen it happen to people out there. And I was like, we'll be fine. And we were. I mean, we come from 2 different aspects of the business. Mark is the sales, the product guru. He's the educator. He's the entrepreneur that's constantly looking to fill our buckets and what's out there, what's next, what's coming down the pike. And I'm the behind the scenes. I'm administrative. I'm the finance, HR, insurance, operations person. So I think that coming from 2 different perspectives and having those strengths and weaknesses between us, we really balance each other off well. It's constant. I mean, trying to separate from personal is almost impossible. Vacations are spent. We go away on vacation and we enjoy ourselves, but we also have work to do all the time. So, nighttime, mornings, every conversation, every part of our life has business rolled into it, but we have fun, so we laugh a lot. We let things roll off our shoulders. We take the challenges and turn them into successes, and we do that just by staying positive and having a good time.
Yeah, we don't really separate business from personal life all the time. It just kind of intertwines, I think, really every day, every night. And, if you like what you're doing, I think you really like what you're doing together. So I think that's
good.
And I think it's fun for us with the kids as they've grown older. They've only known us working together. They didn't know us working apart. And I think that, they're 16 and 14 now, and they really have an interesting perspective on work and work-life balance and what work means, I guess.
Yeah.
That's great. So they've learned a lot, and I think that's going to help carry them into being successful themselves.
For sure. I love that, because it's, it really is all, like you said, intertwined. And if you love what you're doing, then it's huge. You get to celebrate those wins together, right?
Absolutely.
And that's huge, to be able to celebrate just those milestones and those wins. And I can imagine, even just when you first opened your brick and mortar, that just must have been huge. So it is cool. It's not for everybody, but I love what you said about, you bring different perspectives, because that's what we do, and when you have a husband and wife team and you have those different strengths, I mean, that's huge. One person can't do it all.
Yeah. I think that, another very good point to that is, couples who don't work together come home, they talk about their job. The other one never gets the grasp of really what's on their mind. And it's, it's something that we share, so we understand it every day.
Right.
So I think that helps us along in our relationship as well.
Yeah. For years, Mark was, when he was building the surgical distribution, I mean, there were at least 3 days a week. He was gone from 4 a.m. to 8, 9, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And if I didn't know and understand what was happening and what was going on and everything that goes into building these businesses, I wouldn't have understood that as well as I did. So it really created an incredibly strong partnerip.
Yeah, that's great.
I think kind of going back to an earlier question about the niche business, I'm kind of, I guess in a way, I'm rethinking that question, just because in the same way that all surgery is minor when it's not happening to you, every business can kind of be considered a niche business if you're not doing it, or if you're not as aware of it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of, now that I think about that, it kind of leads me into our next question, where how do you distinguish yourself from other businesses like yours? Because surely there are other businesses out there that provide similar or kind of in the same sphere that you're in. How do you distinguish yourself from them, and what do you think that you bring to the table that's unique?
Well, obviously other business that are like ours, but in your words, we are a very niche business, and we have put this together and separated it after we decided they're not the same businesses. But MedCor has been, I guess, developed by what has been the market asking us for. So if that makes any sense. So we decided to just let the market drive what we sold here. We knew where our start was. We knew where our roots were going to be. But we started our business by letting customers ask us for products, and we did a lot of special ordering at the beginning. After 12 years, our walls are full and our space is at capacity. And it's really all been driven because of the need from our customers. And I think that's, one separation. And really our service is something that we try to preach every day. That is what separates businesses. And it doesn't matter if it's a restaurant or a medical distribution or what you're talking about, service is what separates good business from bad, in our opinion. And we drive that home to our employees every day.
Very true.
Yeah, the service piece is so important to us, and it's why customers come in and will buy from us, because they know that they're getting exceptional service. They know they're being educated about the products that they're buying, and they know that they could go online and get them for that much cheaper, but you don't have the service, you don't have the personal touch, you don't have someone spending time with you and educating you on the use of the item. So that's really important to us.
That's huge.
Yeah, service is there's places that I will go out of my way to go to, and places that I will go out of my way to not go to, just based on
service,
on the service, because it is an experience.
Yeah,
and you want to walk out of an establishment feeling good about what you just spent your money on, rather than, oh, I feel like I just got that pride out of me.
Yeah,
that was a journey.
Yeah,
I'm still a store shopper. No matter what I'm buying, clothes or skis or whatever it is, I like to be sold, and I like to be educated from whatever I'm buying, and that's still me every day. So I really believe a lot of people out there are like me, and they like that one-on-one, person-to-person sale.
Yeah.
So I know this is a kind of a loaded question, because I know there's so many things here, but can you just tell us about what are some of the services and products that you offer customers? I know there are probably thousands.
Well, it's great. We have like you said, a ton of stuff, but we started in the non-narcotic space. So we really believe in that product line, and under that falls a multitude of products like the TENS that we discussed earlier. We also offer cervical traction for neck pain, and bracing for all sorts of, knees and joints and backs. And that's a line that we really built the foundation of this business on, and still strive to fight this opiate epidemic every day that people are challenged with. So that's one big one that we really are proud of, and take a lot of our time every day. Another aspect of our business that was one that came to us from a lovely woman who now works for us. Her name is Susan Price, and she came to us when we opened our doors, telling us about compression therapy. And we didn't understand what she was talking about. 5 years later, she ended up working for us and bringing an extensive amount of knowledge to us on the compression side. And it really has been an incredible business for us in terms of servicing patients on compression socks, compression garments for lymphedema, and burn garments. And it's a very customized business. So it's very hands-on. It's very patient and intensive. So that's one that is incredibly niche for us. Along, with that, we also offer post-mastectomy care for women who have gone through breast cancer and are coming out on that recovery side. We have a wonderful team, and especially a great certified mastectomy fitter, Hunter, here, who cares for those patients. And I could go on and on forever, but I think that, another great thing that we just mentioned in our meeting that has really been a fantastic business for us over the past couple of years is our mobility market. Patients, especially during this pandemic, are looking to get outside and be mobile rather than sit on their couch. And, oftentimes it's rollators or wheelchairs or those types of mobility products that are getting them out and about. And that market has been fantastic. We have a great guy here that spends a lot of time with our patients, making sure they have the right thing before they go out the door. His name is Tony. So we have all these little markets that have really been successful for us over the years.
That's great.
Now, something that we always love to ask, kind of one of our set questions, if you will, because we think it's important, because everybody has a different definition for this word. So how would you both define success? Either personally, professionally, or in your case, it might be very much a combination of both.
I
think we have Probably two different or a bunch of different opinions on this, but I'll let Kelly go first because she's probably the kinder.
Success is hard work. I've always been a big believer in you get out what you put in. And I did not grow myself being book smart. I was a hard worker. I went out and I worked for a couple of different businesses. I worked at a marketing company for the last 12 years before I joined Mark, where I learned everything from A to Z, and I learned everything from my mentors and my coworkers. And success is definitely hard work, and it can be measured by absolutely anything. As long as you're happy and comfortable and confident and you're a good person, then that's success.
Yeah, and I'll I think as long as you're happy, I think that's one of my defining success characteristics. But I think that as we've moved on and we've had employees come to work for us, I think that when I look out and visualize success is them raising families and creating their own lives based on our business here. And I see them being successful, and that kind of creates success in my eyes. And I think it makes me the happiest.
Yeah,
That's
we
great.
love it. We love it when someone comes to us and says, you'll be getting a call because we're looking to buy a house, or, we're having a baby, or, I have to go and attend my child's activity, or whatever that may be. It's us being able to provide a foundation for them and a job for them to be able to do the things that they love and enjoy doing in life.
It's fantastic. So this is another question. We're kind of selfish in this, but we're inspirational junkies. So who or what inspires you?
I think that's it's an easy one for me. I think that every day, my children actually inspire me quite a bit, and I think the younger generation inspires me the most. I learn more from them than I do in my current markets or meeting professionals or anything like that. I really think that this younger generation, some feel that it is not looking good, but I think that the older generations always think that, it is really neat what you can learn just by listening to the younger generations. If you're willing to let that inspire you, then I feel that, you'll always be young in your business and in yourself. So that's what inspires me.
Yeah, and I think, to add to that, I couldn't agree more, but to add to that too, there's so many pockets of inspiration, right? From family to friends to the relationships that you create along the way, the things that you read, the things that you take from others' wisdom. There's a lot of great inspiration. It's, listening to people and their opinions and their advice, and understanding that you may not agree, but it's always so good to keep your ears open and your eyes open, because inspiration comes from so many different avenues, and you want to be, you never know where you're going to find it. So be open.
Yeah, that's so true.
That's great advice and a great way to tie that up. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you, Mark and Kelly, for taking time out of your day, for being on the podcast. We really appreciate it. I feel like we've learned something.
Yes.
Several things.
I feel like we've learned quite a bit.
And, it's been fantastic talking to another husband and wife team, and we'd be willing to do that again any day.
This is awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
And I'll make sure that in the show notes we have your address as well as phone number, website, social media. All of that will be in the show notes so that people can check out MedCor Professionals. And once again, thank you so much. And we wish you great success here in 2022.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Todd and Kimberly. This was great. And we wish you all the success as well.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Gorham Savings Bank, and encourage you to check them out through the link in the show notes. And thank you again for listening.